Fast, heavy team tonight, and just the reads and little things that you do that helps the forwards out a little bit is a big takeaway from tonight for me.
What would you say felt a little bit different about this preseason game compared to the others that you got to get into?
Yeah, I don't know if it was much different. I thought I was okay tonight, but I don't know what it was. Not a great night for us.
Do you feel like the pace was a little bit different, playing with some of the guys on your guys' side that, a little more NHL regular lineup?
Yeah, a little bit. Obviously they move the puck a lot quicker. They're a little bit quicker with their feet, but I don't think the pace was that much different from the last couple games.
Bednar mentioned that over the course of preseason and camp, you've grown strong within the structure. Is it similar to what you played at DU?
Yeah, there's a lot of similarities, a couple differences. Some of the reads are a little bit different, so I think I've done a good job of getting those down. I still think I got a ways to go with a couple little things, but I think it's been a good start to camp. And for being my first camp, I think I've learned a lot and developed a lot so far.
What can you take away from getting to play alongside a player like McConnell?
Yeah, it's those little details that matter. Your positioning on guys, how you push on them. Boxing out guys, there's a ton of different things, little details about his game that makes him the best, and just learning from those details and trying to develop that into my game.
Thank you so much.
All right, questions for Jared?
Coach, those are obviously, you're looking at a lot of different things. You roll out a heavier lineup, but is this just a weird flow of the game and guys just still who haven't maybe played a ton getting back into that feel?
Well, for Mac, Mikko, and Kale, I think so. And I liked a lot of things that they did today. Like, they were the one line that didn't get hemmed in their own zone. They gave up one near the end of the game there on the deflection net front. But they did some good things, but not in, full game mode yet. And then there was a lot of challenges with some of the other parts to our group, so not the best night.
Am I reading too much into the? It feels like there's just a lot of penalties, and that's kind of a thing.
For the first period, I was like, it seemed like a really tough standard, but I haven't looked back at them. But that's kind of, the exhibition is for everyone to kind of get back into it, and the refs and linesmen are working on their standard and what they want to call, and usually at the start of every year it's called tighter than as the year goes on, so I think we've come to expect that.
Seems like Kovalenko just continues to take steps. See a bright spot for you tonight?
Yes, for sure. Yeah, I thought he was noticeable again. Like, he worked hard, he made plays under pressure, he made plays coming out of the D zone, neutral zone, offensive zone. It wasn't perfect, but power play, he was good again, had a bunch of really nice chances. He played with two really good players, and they, had a decent night with the puck at times. So, but certainly showed that he can at least go into that spot and help create some chances on his own and with his line mates,
He mentioned his mistakes that he made in the game. Is that something that, with talking about consistency, is that something that you guys can sit down with him and kind of just go over as far as
Yeah, no question. No question. But that's 2 games in a row where I thought he's worked really hard. He's done the right things. He's played hard. I think tonight it's like you want to try and get Mac and Mikko the puck, so probably at times forcing it, a little bit. But when you're playing on that line, there's a responsibility to make plays, So and he made a lot of them, and he was on the receiving end of a lot of plays too. So I don't fault him for that. It's the first time playing with those guys, and you're wanting to, keep the puck and give it up to those guys as much as you can. And you do force it at times, and you can see that. But I thought, overall, that was a pretty good game from him in that position.
Given the way that your lines were formed throughout training camp, it kind of gave us the ability to continue to make these predictions of who the 2 wingers are they're going to play with Middlestat. Does a game like today from Kovalenko kind of give you the ability to think about splitting it up and having Drouin and Middlestat kind of spread the wealth between the 2 lines?
Yeah, we'll see. We still got 2 games left that we're going to experiment with the middle stat line. So there's a couple of guys that I want to see on that line yet before we make decisions on that. But it's like if you're talking top 6 guys, you know, like he's the one guy that's making the push for that position right now. You know, like I mean, it's not just the offensive side of it. That has a lot to do with it. First of all, you got to be able to make plays with those guys and help produce, and I think he's shown that he can do that in a short window, and hopefully that can continue. But he's been pretty responsible on the other side of the puck too, and you have to be, because if you're playing in top 6, you're probably playing against the other team's top 6 as well.
Is there anything, and it's preseason and you haven't played a lot of your good players very much, but is there anything from this that you're concerned about that needs to be cleaned up over the next?
Well, there's lots that needs to be cleaned up, but I'm not going to jump the gun on that. Like we're going to make a lot of cuts, a lot, and then we'll dress a lineup that's closer to what we'll probably see in the final 2 games, and we'll go from there.
Last year,
It's, Lekkinen has been skating on his own for a while. Is he getting any closer to that next step of where he might join the team for practice?
He's been joining the team in some of the non-contact drills here the last little bit, so I haven't got word on when he's going to get cleared for contact. I think we're trying to hold off on that as long as we possibly can and start carving out a date on when he would be able to play. So I think we're trying to give him as much time as possible without the contact. So, but again, when he gets cleared for it, I don't think it's going to take him long to get ready to be able to play, just because he's kind of doing everything else he possibly can.
you guys, thank you.
All right, thank you. Yep.